Elizabeth II's death and national mourning. Death and announcement. The Queen died at 3 p.m. on 8 September 2022 at the age of 96. According to her death certificate, which was made public on 29 September, she died of old age. Her death was publicly announced at 6:30 p.m. Elizabeth II was the first monarch to die in Scotland since James V in 1542. Members of the royal family traveled to Balmoral Castle throughout the day. Prince Charles arrived at 10:30 and was met by Princess Anne, who was already staying with the Queen. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, also traveled to Balmoral from the Birkhall estate. Only Charles and Anne were by the Queen's side when she died. Prince William, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, and Sophie, Countesses of Wessex, left RAF Northolt on a flight to Aberdeen Airport to arrive at Balmoral shortly after 5 p.m. Prince Harry, who had traveled alone and departed later than the other family members, arrived at Balmoral at 8 p.m. Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, did not join them. Prime Minister Liz Truss is believed to have been informed of the Queen's declining health that morning by the Cabinet Secretary Simon Case and received an update at 11 p.m. The leader of the opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, was informed by a note passed to him by Deputy Leader Angela Rayner during a speech he was giving the House of Commons. At 12:30, Buckingham Palace made a public announcement expressing concern for the Queen's health. The Speaker, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, made a brief statement of good wishes in response. Truss was informed at 4 p.m. that the Queen had died, and the royal family announced her death 2 hours later via newswires and post on Twitter. A notice with the same statement was affixed to the railings outside Buckingham Palace and posts on the royal family website. BBC One continuously covered the Queen's condition from 12 after the first official statement. Especially reports were also run on ITV, Channel 4 and Channel 5. British television announcement of the Queen's death began at 6:30 p.m. when news presenter Hugh Edwards read the royal family statement during a live broadcast on the BBC News Channel, BBC One and BBC Two. At 6:30, the presenters of BBC Radio 4 and BBC Radio 5 Live made similar announcements. At around 7 p.m., all BBC radio stations had interrupted programming with a news report read by Chris Aldridge to announce the Queen's death. After the announcement, the Union flags at Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street were lowered to half-mast. At Balmoral Castle, the royal standard of the United Kingdom was lowered, and then, because the new king was present, was raised again. The royal banner of Scotland was lowered to half-mast at the Palace of Holyrood House, as was the Welsh flag at Cardiff Castle. Crowds gathered outside royal residence, and rainbows were seen above Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle. At 1 p.m. the next day, 9 September, a death gun salute of 96 rounds representing the years of the Queen's life were fired by the King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery, in Hyde Park, London, by the Honourable Artillery Company at the Tower of London, and by 105th Regiment Royal Artillery at Edinburgh Castle. Simultaneous salutes were fired at British Army garrisons at Belfast, Cardiff, York, Colchester, Stirling, Gibraltar, and Larkel, also on Royal Navy warships at sea and at naval bases.